Hey y'all, I am trying to go live. I said 8 o'clock is the time. I don't want to be stereotyped. So that's what I'm doing, is going live. Just came back from a little trippy trip and I'm feeling good. The end of, the end of summer is here and the fall has arrived almost soon, right around the corner. But kids are back at school. Wanted to try to do a live about the kids going back and the transitioning from summer back into the school year. But I've decided to do a topic of things you don't have time for in your 30s. Okay, you guys? So these are things you do not have time for in your 30s. All right. One of the things that you don't have time for in your 30s is checking and going through your significant other's phone. I too am guilty of that, doing that in my 20s. You know how, got to get the password and, you know, you looking over, staring over the shoulder, or you come give a hug when you're about to go on the pass. You didn't go for the password so you can see what numbers he dialing, or watch his fingers move and everything. If you do that, you looking for something. When you write down all those digits and study him, paid attention more to a person like that than probably in college. So we're not checking phones. If you have to do all that, you don't need them. You don't need her. Guys check phones too now. I done got mine checked, but I'm checking you. We're not doing phones. We're not going through phones. We chilling on that. All right. So another thing that we're not doing, we're not being a side piece, Jezebel, lady of the night, any of those things. We're not doing that. Hi, Amy. How are you? We're not being a side piece in our 30s. Okay. We're the main person, or we're nothing. Side pieces, you know, what's the best thing? The entree. The sides are okay, but you come for the entree. We want to be that entree. So no more side pieces, even though it's convenient. Whatever them lies he tells you, you are not a side piece. You are the entree, the main course, the main attraction of his meal. Okay. So thank you for everybody who's joining me. Hi, Amy. Hi, Pooh Bear. Hello. Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys have joined the dance party. My last name is Dance, and that's what I call my subscribers. So welcome. Also, stalking. Stalking is another thing we don't have time for in our 30s. Okay. You know, you sit outside the house, get up in the morning, set your alarm clock, get outside the house, go sit in the car, wear the all black, disguise wig, glasses, leaning back, you know, in the car. Maybe it's Cadillac, I don't know. But we're not doing the stalking anymore. And that wasn't me. If you try to look me up on the pictures on the internet, stalking, that wasn't me. I'm just kidding, y'all. Because I got issues. No, no, but you know, I'm human. We do things in our 20s, but we're not doing that in our 30s plus. If you got to stalk somebody, if you have to do that, then again, you might as well cut the umbilical cord that you have to watch over him like a baby so much. Give it up. Oh, nice. Shout out to Strong Mommy Chrissy for sending subscribers to my channel. Welcome, and feel free to chime in. The topic for those who are just coming is things you are not doing in your 30s that you were doing in your 20s. So make sure that, you're not stalking nobody in your 30s. 30s and plus. We're not doing that. I mean, it's easier said than done. Hey, if you've done it, I'm not knocking you, but we're not doing it no more. Yes, much needed conversation. Thank you. Thank you, guys. It is, because some people think they know, but they have no idea. And we have to talk about this. And these things that I'm telling you, I like to give good advice. That's what I'm here for, to share the light, shed a little light on y'all, and just be myself, because I can't be somebody else's taking. I can only be myself. Broke people do that too. Like, you can't be stalking people and be broke. Broke and with an attitude. When you see them and catch them doing whatever you're doing, you'll be broke and with an attitude. So don't stalk nobody and go about your business. Cut the cord if you need to. Just love on yourself. This is all relationship stuff I'm talking about for the first part. Then we're going to get into some self-love. All right. Another thing we're not doing in our 30s that's cool in the 20s. It's not even really cool in the 20s. We're not going years without knowing our relationship status. We're not doing that. Just because you claimed him and changed your status on Facebook to in a relationship does not mean that he's going to change his status, guaranteed. And if he wants to keep him up there, single or whatever, I don't know. But we're not going to be changing our relationship status without knowing that this person is yours. I'm in a relationship with you, but he's not in a relationship with you. No, he's saying I'm not in a relationship with her. So y'all have to have that conversation. There's girls who go years and are cool just because y'all go places, take family trips. Y'all just, around each other all the time. Y'all kick it. He comes over at night, fills your gas tank up or what have you, does not mean that everybody needs a little routine maintenance, but routine maintenance does not equal the fact that you are in a solidified relationship. Everybody want a little tune up here and there, and I understand that, but know what your status is. Don't be having somebody, don't be out here claiming folks that ain't claiming you. And that's, it's 30 and up, 30 and all the way up. So yeah, that's a perfect age. All this advice can be applied, generally speaking, across the board. I hope some 20-somethings are watching this channel and, taking advice, because some people need to hear this, 50s, 60s, who are still dating. And there's people out here, who could take this advice and, apply it, because we need to check ourselves, and often too. More often than you think. So yeah, don't be changing your profile. Don't be changing it to what do you call it? In a relationship, sis, bro. If she, if she ain't gonna be loyal, if he ain't gonna be claiming you, y'all ain't relationship. I have a video on that. Sis, it's called You Are Not in a Relationship, You Are Single. Check that out. I think I did that early this year in January. So check that video out. Another thing we're not doing in our 30s and up, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. We are not playing games. Listen, there are some lonely people out here who thought gold digging was going to be a forever thing. Thought gold digging was going to be, the thing. Before you know it, you're not gold diggable worth status or whatever you want to call that. You're not gold diggable after a certain age. and you shouldn't want to be, because it's not worth it. Sacrificing that good guy just because he was a lame and he liked to eat the same thing over and over again, didn't want to hang out at night because he was focused on his career. In his 20s, he was awakened, and you're still wanting to party and wanting demanding his time and stressing him out or her out or whatever. Like, that doesn't mean they're lame. You're going to regret. You're going to want that person after you have the guy who's the adventurer who leaves your ass for somebody 10 years younger and, hotter than you. You're going to wish you didn't play that guy or talk to them both and, dissed one person for the thrill seeker, because you hit 25, pretty soon you'll be 30. Blink of an eye, 35. And then 40 is around the corner. Before 15 years have passed and you have nobody. You go on the bed with your Serta and your extra fluffy pillow, your teddy bear, holding you at night because you played too many games. 20s, yeah. We all play games in our 20s. Some people mature before others, but there's guys still playing games in their 70s. Woo! So we got to stop at some point. So we're not playing games in our 30s. We're leaving that for our 20s. All right. Another thing we're not doing in our 30s is we're not waiting on friends anymore, you guys. We're not waiting on friends. Friends can take a back seat. You have to be careful. You have to be comfortable doing things by yourself. And a lot of people don't. They like to wait on the friends who can't find the sitter. The friend who, wants to be with their man this weekend, chill with you. You want to just go places by yourself. Don't let people get stood up on trips. People get stood up by their friends all the time. That does not mean that you don't go places. You don't travel. Life goes on because life is going to go on with them. You might outgrow these people. You don't want to miss out on that flight or that festival, that concert, the thing. You want to go places. I went to somewhere by myself not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I had a good time just with me. So you guys, go ahead. Start. We're not waiting on friends in our 30s. That's done with in our 20s. Okay, so just do you. Buy a broke friend. Buy a friend without a sitter. Do you, and you'll be happy. You have to get comfortable being with ourselves, because some of us will be by ourselves, if we don't start applying some advice or getting our heads straight, so you got to start somewhere, but you got to live your life too, even if you are by yourself. Fighting. There's women who fight over in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. I've seen one. We don't fight in our 50s, okay? So it's like this. High school's okay, elementary school's okay, but would you really want to see like Rose Nyland and Sophia, or Wendy Williams and Mama Mai from The View, Jenny Mai's mom, out there getting a fair one in the street? You can't fight when you get to a certain age. You have to grow up, learn to walk away, because your 30s, you got to learn to walk away. You have reputation. At this point, you should have net worth. You should have maybe dwelling. You have a lot to live for, because when you throw that punch, the judge may not care when it comes to that jail, and that record will follow you for years to come, depending on how severe the fight is and what kind of lawyer you got. Got a good one, you might be in the clear. But fighting is not worth ruining what you have worked for. And when you don't have anything to show for, like in our 20s, that's fine. But you have stuff in your 30s, don't put it on the line for no Joe Schmo or no, who the hell are you, Helen? It's not worth it. Protect yourself. We have to think more in our 30s. think more in our 30s than in our than we ever do in our 20s. You know, it's about growth, right? Self-love. All right, we're switching gears here, people. So stop depending on people and thinking that people are dependable. We're not doing it in our 30s. You know, we have friends who might be reliable. Those friends may not be with you for years to come, 10 years, 5 years down the line. You know, there's certain people you can depend on and certain people you can't. Let me tell you something. Listen to, if I don't say anything on this channel that is so more true than what I'm about to tell you, dependable and relatable people are hard to find. When you find one, treat them like precious platinum because they are so hard to find. Let me know if I'm wrong. But if you know dependable and reliable people all throughout your life, you are in a good space. But the majority of people cannot find people to be dependable and reliable to them. It is very, very difficult. So when you have somebody that's in your corner, that has your front, your back, your sides, over your head and under your feet, hold on to them. They are gold. Trust me. And more people become less dependable the older they get sometimes too, you know, because you have families, you can't commit, you know, the kids, things come up with the kids, you know, you have family issues, you know, something happened with your husband, you can't go, you know, you get a lot more cancellations in your 30s than in your 20s because people are building their lives a little bit more and are becoming more established. So you have to expect that. But yeah. Also, no more thought outfits. Okay. No more thought outfits in your 30s. It's a wrap. You know, the coochie cutters and the tank top at 38, you know, picking your son up or daughter up from school. We're not doing that. That was in our 20s. And, you know, in those who are parents, moms, your little girls, look at what you wear, you know, dads, your son looks at how you dress. If you're taking your head off in the house, you get in somebody's house, all that stuff. So beware of what you wear. And we're not dressing things. We're going to find age appropriate outfits. You don't have to be all covered up, but it's nice to dress presentable. You can still be sexy and covered. You can still be fly and covered. Just because you cover yourself doesn't mean that, you know, there's time, place for everything. I say only thought outfits should happen in the bedroom. That's me. Who am I? Okay. Mischief Dance. That's who I am. But no, I'm just messing. Let's see. In our 30s, we're going to stop comparing ourselves to our 20-year-old self. I hear a lot of times, oh, I can get any man I want to. And, oh, no, I never had a problem finding a man. Okay, well, you've been married for 8 years and you just got a divorce. You are not the same person you were 8 years ago. You done had 4 babies and, you know, things may look a little different. Your mind should be a little bit different because you've matured, but you can't compare yourself to your 20-year-old self. You know, the things that happen in your 20s, you know, that's in your 20s. Things that are happening in your 30s, in your 30s, 40s, so forth, and, you know, 50s, and, you know, everything after that. You can't compare yourself to people, I mean, your 20-year-old self, because you are not your 21, 22-year-old self. You've elevated much better. So that's something that is hard to do. I know that we always have this image of us of what we can get, what we do, you know, but there's always someone who is more educated, you know, hotter, you know, that's younger than you or whatever. And not saying that you're not hot. It's not smoking hot, because you probably are. But I'm just saying, comparing yourself to when you were in your best day versus what you are now might not be the wisest decision. So, living with your parents. We're not living with our parents in our 30s, you guys. I mean, some things you think should go without saying. Now, I understand. Some people are caregivers to their parents. Some people are caregivers. Some people need to be around their parents. But I still feel like you should have your own. I mean, I want to give it a pass, but I'm not. I feel like you should still have your own as well. But it's a pass because you're caring for the people who once cared for you. So let's get our own places. You know, we're not renting anymore in our 20s. We're not renting in our 20s. We're owning houses. You know, I said houses. Ooh, I'm hopeful for y'all. Speaking into existence, houses. If you already do that, then keep doing that. But if you're trying to get there, I'm sure that you will. We're owning houses, we're not renting, and we're not living with our parents. You know, there comes a time and place. It's not the most sexiest thing for a woman to hear that she's really into a guy. He's, you know, looks good, you know, smells good, you know, like, you know, wonderful date. You can't go back to his house because his mom said he don't want nobody in his basement, which is his house, you know, temporarily. So be mindful of, you know, what you got to do, and having your own is something that you got to do. What else we're not going to do is we're not going to be blaming other people for your messed up life. Girlfriend calls, wants to complain about how effed up her life is and nobody treats her right and how our baby dad is this and da-da-da-da-da. I'm sorry, girlfriend. I feel for you, but I gotta go. There's something else to do. The blame game. Everybody has a sad story. And everybody knows somebody who has a sad story. We all got them. Do you know what the world would be like if we all get on the phone and listen to each other's sad stories? At some point, you got to take ownership. It's okay to be mad at your parents. You're not blaming them. Nobody wants to hear you blame them. Take ownership. The way the story started off is not necessarily the way the story is going to end. So you change the chapters. Since you didn't like the beginning of the story, make sure it's a good ending. You know, we're not blaming somebody else for their past. You did this to me, and, you know, family issues, quarrels, some stuff. Yep. Let it go. Own it. Move on. Financials. Okay, we're not borrowing from our friends in our 30s. We should have a nest egg saved up. All right, we should have a nest egg save up, you guys. This is the time where you want to be doing a little bit more of investing, and it'd be beautiful if the 20s is where you do a little bit more of investing too, but definitely in your 30s. I mean, if the people don't have the money, then what makes you think they're gonna have the money to give it back? Okay, so we don't want to borrow too much in our 20s. Oh my goodness, thank you, RC Smith. Kind of you. We don't want to be borrowing from people. It's like you have to have your own. You have to stand on your own 2 feet. You have to be independent in our 30s. We have to, you know, playtime is over. This is when things start getting real in our 30s. You know, we got to have a little bit more establishment behind us. Okay. Also, I had this thing that I just thought of, you know, and if you're not handling your business, you got to do your business before you go to the bar. Okay. So we can break it up into 3 B's: business, behind, and bar. So that'd be handle your business, and then your behind, meaning self-love on yourself. Okay. And then you can go to the bar. So you can put playtime is last. We got to make sure that we have our priorities in order, or else it'll be disorganized, and that is not a good habit or life to live. So you want to make sure you get your ish together, take care of your business, self-love on your behind, and then hit the bar after all your priorities are taken care of. We're not prioritizing our friends anymore. That is in our 20s. Bye, Felicia. She can go, with Tyrone somewhere, and you have things you have to do. Friends are not a main factor of your life after your 20s. I mean, even in your 20s, I don't think that they should be, but damn sure not in your 30s. Because friends don't care about you. So don't prioritize them. I'm just saying. One thing I forgot to mention about the self-love thing, I don't know how this ties in, but stop having hangovers. We're not doing that in our 30s plus too. This thing you might think might not need to be said, but people need to hear this. We're not doing hangovers because if you know, and you've been drinking for 9 years, since 21, you turned 30, you've been drinking for 9 years at least, 2 beers is your limit. So if 2 beers is your limit, then don't drink 4 unless you like to have that sloppy, clumsy look going for you. And people are quick to pick out a phone and put it on social media, somebody's YouTube, somebody's World Star. People quick to, whip out a phone. Yes, drink the water, it's better for you anyway. And we staying hydrated in our 30s too. That's what we're not doing in our 20s. We're not being dehydrated. That causes, dehydration is like the start of a lot of ailments and illnesses. Sorry, I'm looking at my son. I don't want to, no creepers are here. I'm just making sure my son is, not peeking down the steps. But yeah, we want to make sure that we taking care of ourselves in our 30s. We're drinking more water. Yeah, dehydration starts, and hydration really helps. Something we should all be doing. We should be drinking plenty of water, hopefully not plastic bottles. But that's a whole nother that's a whole nother live stream. I can get into health and talk about veganism and vegetarianism. And those who are interested, plant-based diet, might have to talk about that in another live stream. Are one-night stands still happening in their 30s? Are one-night stands still happening? No. Okay. That's a gray area. I would say no, me personally, because we're being more serious. We done all that in our 20s. We want to be sexually responsible in our 30s, right? We're sexually responsible with those mistakes that, we did Hail Marys over, and whatever, prayed for, got on them knees and prayed after some probably got on their knees. You're not doing that. We're being more sexually responsible. Kids are expensive. Y'all want to play around. That one night of what do they say in the thin line between love and hate? One night of passion can lead you to a whole lifetime of pain. Isn't that what Delary said in the thin line between love and hate? You can't be, doing it, getting jiggy with it, with anybody, spiritual. I was reading something yesterday, speaking of that. Your body, when you have sex with someone, right? You exchange all their trauma. You exchange all their pain. You exchange all the things that they bring with you. You bring their ship. They say relationship is, I'll relate to your ship. So whatever you have sex, you're that ship that, you're with. They're transferring their energy to you and you're transferring it to them, their bad habits and everything. So make sex spiritual, okay? All right. Special, not with everybody. We can't eat the same damn things in our 20s like we did in our 30s. Pizza, burgers, fries, no. Curry chickpeas, acai bowls, and plant-based foods is a yes. Okay? We can't do that no more. All right. You got to pay attention. Just because you love rolls doesn't mean rolls love you. And it's true for a lot of food. A lot of food that you don't love, that you love so much, do not have a mutual love relationship because they do not love your body the way that you are loving that food. Okay. So just be careful what you eat. Be more mindful. We taking care of ourselves because we in our 30s plus, or 40s plus, 50s plus, 60s, but we want to live to see 80, 90. You know, my dad's 85. He's 85, exercises, still has sex, and you know, does the daggone thing. All right. But we want to live to be able to be agile and healthy. So we're not doing that. Oh, we are. Listen, I thought it was cute because I was like, oh, I'm cute. I don't need to learn how to cook. I don't need to know how to, I don't care. We have to learn how to cook in our 30s if we don't know already. Now, hopefully you guys know how to cook. But we are learning how to cook in our 30s. It's okay to think you're cute and not cook and just focus on other things. Maybe in your 20s, but when you're 30s, people want to eat. Kids want to eat. Kids, you want to eat. Like, going out every day gets expensive. That's not financially responsible. If you have to eat out every day, you have to learn how to fend for yourself. You can't depend on your partner. You might marry a wife who might know how to cook good, or a husband who might know how to cook good. But you got to know how to do it your daggone self, because eating boiled rice or whatever for dinner won't suffice every day. As you know, brown rice has a little bit of nutritional value, but you need to know how to make a meal, at least 2 or 3 signature ones. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to help y'all out. I love y'all. I love talking to y'all. I love doing live streams. I haven't done it in a while. Just came back from Virginia Beach, taking my son to a little Busch Gardens. And I enjoyed myself. And yeah, I said I have to go live today. I haven't been all week. I haven't been uploading as much as possible. So came back with the jump off. I'm coming back with it. So I guess we will end it for now. We might do a part 2. You guys, let me know what you think. You guys have my email. You can always comment on my community tab of if we need to do a part 2 of things we are not doing in our 30s that we've done in our 20s. Make sure you follow me on this channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Tiffany Cuts the Pain, Tiffani Cuts the Pain. And catch you next time. Enjoy your Tuesday. Bye.